So for my hack day, I experimented with running the viewport as a topmost window. Uh, as you might know, right now in the editor it runs as a child windows so the editor process creates a window and then the viewport is created as a child window to that window. And that has some issues. The message loops get nestled, which is a bit problematic, and the biggest issue that is that since NP API has been discontinued, we can't really do that anymore, so we need to find a different solution to this. So what I tried here is to, instead of having this window as a child window, it's now running as a topmost window and just positioned above at the right place where it should be in the editor. So as you can see here, this works with I can move and scale the editor window, and these windows still follow along as they should. If I drop down menus here, they still appear on top of the viewport. That's because the menus are even higher top level windows. I can bring up the context menu here and it works the same way. I can select stuff here and move it around in this viewport. Rotate the view. I can run around, fly around here with the keyboard, just as a normal view. And the interesting things about this is first that we can probably keep doing this, that we don't need NP API to do this, and it's still very performant, so we could run it with a newer version of Chrome. Also, I don't really need the pumping mode here because the message loops are not connected anymore, so I can actually run this viewport at full speed. So as you see now, it's running at around 300 FPS instead of being locked to 60 FPS as it was before. It's also what the things that aren't working is that since this is now a topmost window, it will appear above all other windows. So if I drag the console here, you can see that this window appears on top of the console. I think there should be ways of fixing this. One way would be like if the editor window is not the front one method, and do this with Jonathan's method of streaming the viewport instead, maybe. Another method would be not to have this as a topmost window, but instead just always position it precisely on top of the editor window in the set order. I tried to get that to work, but I didn't have time to get it working in this hack day. But it should be possible to do. So I think this is promising. I think it seems like we should be able to use this as our primary method for rendering the viewport going forward.